sana kodoe na mataka Bauna numa Nananda tonlasa Mai subana numa tikona
My tip of Leicester City to win the Premier League. I think they'll do it this year. Oh, hello, Jim.
Evening all.
Did you go this afternoon?
Yeah. Did you see any of it? It's played in a blizzard.
Yeah, it was what was it on? Burnley.
Yeah, that was called off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It started off, it was strange. It started off in bright sunshine, like a spring day, but cold. By the time half time come round, the pitch was white. You couldn't see the other end of the stadium. Evening, David. John.
Hello,
Evening, Gizzy.
I assume, John, you received videos from the other day, because what a fantastic day. I'm sure Pete will agree with me.
Oh yeah,
it was lovely. Really, really good.
Yeah, I've got some great video for my cameraman Bobo, which we'll be putting in. I'll be putting it into this week's Crew Bar. Yeah.
Yeah, Angela are with Bobo all day. Actually,
Yeah.
He looked after us well. To be fair.
Yeah.
So you and David's back up Scotland, do you?
He's stuck up there. He must have come back on Friday, and because of the storm, I guess he delayed it till Monday.
Yeah, he said he wasn't working though. Is that right? It's social or something?
Yeah, social. Yeah.
Right.
It's something like 40% of the country.
It's got something.
It's without gas and electric.
He says he'll be in 30 minutes. That's Dave, our anchorman.
Oh right, okay,
great.
So he's back then.
No, he's not back. He's up in Scotland.
He's up in Perth.
Oh right. Yeah. How did Aussie Bar go this morning, Dave?
No, that's still next week.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry, I thought it was
every 2 weeks. Yeah. There comes the director.
Take that, Pete. Take that.
In the end, I'm glad we got a point.
I'm happy man tonight, for Christ's sake.
It's the old thing, and if you want to win a game, you got to put the ball in the net. You don't win games for 23 attempts on goal.
Oh, there you go.
United looked a whole lot better.
Well, second half, yeah. Second half.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was a deserved point. I wasn't expecting it, but we deserved the point.
It was. You can't argue with it. In fact, Chelsea may have been a bit lucky to come away with the point. It was a penalty, you can doubt that. But
Yeah. I'll give you that. Are all of us happy today then? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
How did Bristol City do yesterday?
Well, they played. They played today, didn't they?
Today they played.
Oh,
yeah,
they
played
did.
lunchtime today.
They got beat 2-0.
Sunderland, was it? Sunderland?
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, yeah.
Sheffield United, yeah. They got a new manager, haven't they? Well, they got the old manager back.
Who, Sheffield United? Who's gone back there then?
Didn't they sack? What's it?
Hill,
it was Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, right.
That's right. Yeah. The bloke who used to be the manager of Fulham, Watford.
Darren Moore.
Jukanovic.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Evening, John.
Good evening. How are you all?
Hi, John.
Evening, John. Hi.
Evening. So, no sign of the anchorman then, John, no?
He'll be in half an hour, Steve.
Is he?
Yep. Yep.
Scotty
and John.
Hello, good evening.
You in, Derek?
Hey, Derek. Hello, Jim. All right.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, fine. Where have I gone? What am I doing? Yeah, let me get me. There we go. Now I can see you all now.
Is that better?
Yeah, we're all in now. Good.
Got snow here today, John.
Yeah, well, I saw that because I watched the Manchester City match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to freeze now. It's getting slippery on the roads.
Yeah, have a look at Match of the Day tonight and see and watch that second half at Leicester. You can hardly see the game. It's like sort of white lights coming down, and the pitch is absolutely white in half.
Yeah.
Took me back to the 60s.
Happened in City, didn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
The second half was delayed for 20 minutes.
Oh, right. They seem to have a clear pitch at the end, no, Manchester City. Whereas ours was, well, it was clearing, but it wasn't fully cleared at the end.
Yeah. Burnley got called off, didn't it?
What's this about Sean Dyche running around with his shirt off?
No, he had no jacket on, just in a shirt.
Oh.
But they called the game off anyway. It was called off. They didn't play.
But Conte was glad of that.
Was it Burnley and Spurs? Was it Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was made up that game was off.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll tell you what, with them high winds the other day, golf club just up the road from me, there's a big, huge oak tree right by the entrance. And
have you got any snow where you're, Jim?
Yeah. It's stopped now, but my front garden's covered. All the pavements are covered, but the road's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had low snow in about 2 hours today.
That's the same here. It started here about 40 minutes ago.
Right, yeah.
Well,
We sent it down from here.
I think it started at top of Jockland. It's just moving all the way down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm over at my grandkids, because my son and his wife are in Vegas, and normally it would be snowing here, and thank goodness it's not, because we're driving over the pass tomorrow back home. Yeah. I
emailed a friend of mine in Vancouver yesterday or the day before and asked how she was getting on, and she's actually okay at the moment, but it is quite bad around about. She was saying that if they have any more rain, they could be in trouble too.
Yes, the rain will get you. Yeah.
Well, these sunnier climes.
Yeah, we picked a good day Wednesday, Pete, didn't we? We wouldn't want to go yesterday.
Oh, you bet. Four. Yeah. I'll do it again, but I would do it in the summer.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Is it cold?
It is a bit chilly up there. Grabbing that wire rope. I didn't have any gloves. Did you have gloves?
I did, yeah. Essential piece of kit, Pete.
Yes. Yeah.
So did anyone have like a Fitbit or a heart rate monitor to test out? Is it really strenuous?
No, not really. I didn't think so.
I think it's the length of time where you're putting your legs and that under pressure. It's not exceptionally strenuous.
Okay.
But by the time you finished it, you know you've been for a stiff walk.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Bobo's in.
You can use a bob.
Bobo, can you
Hi
hear us?
guys, how are you?
Morris Stewart is in the house.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, who's this? Fruity?
Yeah.
Who's this guy what's been getting some stick? Do you know who he
requested to join the Facebook page.
Yeah. And he said, I don't want to be in your group.
What I always do, if I don't know them, I look on their Facebook, and there was a photograph of the Iberia.
Yeah.
So I approved it.
Yeah.
Then I got a messenger message, Carol Spark, who's this bloody bloke, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, Mike Hawksworth is actually reported a comment that she made on Facebook.
Yeah, she did.
So
say
she'll probably she'll end up getting a slap wrist over it.
right. Well, if we approve it.
Yeah, I approved him. I
No,
approved him.
the complaint, I mean.
Oh, well, that's up to Facebook, isn't it?
No, it's up to us.
You know, Carol was of order. Yeah, and I don't understand why, because she messaged me. I don't know whether it was yesterday or it was shortly after I approved him. So I don't know what all the problem was. What was his name? Rich somebody or other.
Rich Berridge.
I think he was an electrician. Who?
Berridge. Berridge.
Was it Verridge?
Yeah, I think
Well,
it was.
I sent a message back to him saying that's okay. We can just take you off the group. Then all these people started putting these. How can I say these other comments on saying we're not keelhauling people. We're not. You know what I mean? We're not making your cup of tea anymore. There's a few people making comments about him saying he wanted to leave. Anyway, it's sorted. Let's put it that
Good
way.
evening, Morris. Evening, Bobo.
Evening, Gizzy. How are you?
All right, Morris.
Yeah, well, thanks. I've got the photo, so I'll put it up behind me.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, good man. Looks good.
We had a very good, entertaining afternoon with Desmond.
It was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Who are the ferry people there, Mo? I see Fred Isherwood and Jeff Ferry.
Yeah, Jeff and Fred were purses that I used to work with many years ago, as was obviously Brendan.
Yeah.
So,
I was just wondering who the others were in the red coat.
I don't know if they were ferry people or just part of the walking group that they joined.
The guy in the red, he was Dutch, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was an Aussie, of course. He was Brendan's son-in-law. Son-in-law. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's the guy on the extreme left.
Yeah. And the one in the middle of the grey.
I know.
I've seen him before.
Yeah, I do know him very vaguely. I don't know if it was off the ferries or whether I've known him locally.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, he was.
Yeah, he sent me a friend's request, actually, I think on Facebook, thinking about it.
I thought all a great bunch of people.
Did Ollie do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's in the
did.
picture somewhere.
He's right there.
Yeah,
He's on the photo right behind Morris's head, I think.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Next to Bobo.
Next to the cameraman, and of course later on in the recording, I will be posting the wonderful footage which Bobo did to submit. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Right.
Looking at that walkway, it looks quite scary from there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Vertically.
It's deceiving, isn't it? It does look
It
really
is.
scary, yeah. But it wasn't too bad, actually. It was better than I thought.
But,
Well, when you look at that, it looks like there's steps.
Yeah.
There ain't no steps.
Thank God there was no steps. Pete.
It's a bit bouncy.
It's like a trampoline.
Yeah, Pete, you were bouncing around behind us.
Oh, not many.
So what's the story on our anchorman, Colonel?
Yeah, he went up to Scotland for a social on the ship, and he was supposed to come back Friday, but the storm, the small planes they fly back to Southampton, they couldn't fly. So he apparently he says he's coming back on Monday. So he'll be in the crew bar in about 15 minutes.
Oh, right. Oh, good.
Yeah, so he can tell us the whole story.
He's still in the plate washing the pub then.
No. He's having cocktails with his mates.
We set up a Zoom with him.
Yeah.
Right, we set up a Zoom with him from the top of the O2.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Evening, Bob.
How are we? All right.
Yes, mate.
Good.
What's the weather like in Blackpool?
Shite.
Plenty of snow.
Oh, we've had snow today, yeah. Not a lot, but we had some, yeah. Yeah.
No, they called off the Burnley match, didn't they, with snow?
Yeah,
Must be
snowed
pretty
up.
bad up there.
Yeah.
I think
It's
it'd be
bad
lucky
in-
down this part.
It's bad in Staffordshire, the snow. It's quite deep.
Are you in Staffordshire now, Bobo?
Yeah, I'm in Tamworth. This afternoon, I got some great pictures. It's really deep. Yeah, I just came from London this afternoon, and as soon as I arrived, I went to have a pint, and I looked outside, and it was about an inch deep. Yeah.
Wow.
An inch?
Yeah, well, that's a lot to me. That's a lot
I
to
thought you were talking feet, though. You were saying it was deep. I thought you were talking feet.
me. A metre deep. Oh no, that's a bit too much. Yeah.
An inch. Oh, okay. We can handle an inch.
I think we were talking about a drop of hail fell this morning over here, down the south.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nothing else, just the sun.
I'll be back in a sec.
Who's gone? Johnny's disappeared.
Colonel's gone.
So what's else on the agenda this week, gents? Anything happening apart from you climbing up the O2? Did you go to a hostelry after?
Yeah, we went to Nicholson, wasn't it, Jim?
Yeah, the observatory was actually inside the O2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice, wasn't
£6
it?
a pint, Steve.
How many?
£6 a pint.
Christ. No. You want to see me for go?
Yeah, guess who got roped into the first round?
Did all right, Gizzy. I was okay with my round.
They get into Weatherspoons, they've got a good deal on all November, 99 pence a pint.
What?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know where the nearest one was, though, to the O2.
Well, all the Weatherspoons around here, 99 pence a pint for Ruddles.
Yeah, they are in Loughborough where I live.
Yeah.
It's
God.
cheap.
Oh, what?
It comes with a toilet roll.
Well, I'm fortunate. I'm a member of Camry, you see, and each year I get £20 worth of vouchers, which I get 50 pence off a pint in Weatherspoons anyway. So I never pay more than about £1.29 anyway.
Well, I mean, that's good.
There you go. There you go. Nice.
I went in my local at lunchtime. I don't drink beer, I only drink lager, but I had a pint of San Miguel, £4.10. Jeez.
That's about par, Rob.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that's about par.
Yeah, that's cheap.
It's about par around here. 4.10, 4.20 around here.
Right.
You pay about at least a fiver down here.
Is that for?
At least a fiver for San Mig.
What, in Southampton?
Well, down south here, around here, yeah.
Well, Carlsberg is £3.20.
Right. I was getting Foster's yesterday for £2.20.
I'm surprised I didn't give you £2.20 to drink it, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty awful. You're better desperate, Steve. Drinking
I don't mind a pint of Foster's, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Bobo might be able to tell us. Can you still get it in Oz? Because I know when myself and my brother went out to Melbourne about 10 years ago, and I think we saw it once in the whole of Melbourne.
Yeah, you can still get it in New South Wales. It's not that popular though. It's most of it's export. So yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah,
VB is a popular one. Yeah,
yeah. That's all the pubs in Melbourne doing VB, and I think we saw Foster's about once.
Yeah, you get Carlton as well. Carlton draft,
plenty of that.
Carlton draft, yeah.
Yeah, Carlton. But VB's become very popular as well.
Yeah. It's quite nice on draft actually.
Yeah.
VB was always all right as long as it was cold.
Yeah.
You can say that about most of
it. It's got to be cold.
Well, yeah, but you know.
Yeah.
Melbourne, down there, Castlemaine, is that still going, Ozzy?
That's Brisbane, isn't it?
That's
Brisbane, Queensland.
Who's the four young ladies, Peter?
What?
Who's the four young ladies?
Oh, one's Carol Sparks. Can't work out the other two.
It's Carol, Julie, and Julie Maidman, and that was in Portsmouth, in Weymouth.
Weymouth, yeah.
Oh, what's her name? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head, mate.
I don't
There's only
think I know
three
that
girls.
name.
The other fella, one's a fella.
There's a what?
There's only three girls. The other one's a guy.
Oh, I thought it was a girl putting her legs in the air.
It looks like David. Actually.
Suzanne Frampton's not there, is she?
Where's Mr. Mississippi?
She come from Weymouth.
Yeah,
Suzanne, is that the one we used to call the horse, Derek?
It could be Elaine
Yeah.
Vince.
Yeah.
Elaine Vince.
we won't talk about that.
The other one, I think, might be Elaine.
She like the Colonel.
Good evening, Brendan.
Evening,
Yeah,
Brendan.
thank you, Scotty. I know you got a good memory, Scotty.
He knew all the birds.
Johnny, we're trying to do the host bit, and Brendan's in the house.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's now the anchorman. Anchorman, you're the guest anchorman, yes.
Sucked in again, Brendan.
Brendan Burgundy.
I thought Dave was coming in.
He is, but in the meantime, you're it.
All right.
I know.
Did everybody enjoy the O2 climb? It looked like it was fun.
Absolutely fantastic, Brendan. What a terrific day.
Thank you very much.
It's great. Yeah, thank you very much for organising it.
Yeah, it's good. Very
You
good.
missed a good day, mate.
In the hospital, okay.
Yeah. What did you go on for a drink afterwards and stuff, or?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost the Dover boys. We ended up in the O2 with Desmond.
Oh right, Des. Yeah.
He's quite a character, isn't he?
Nice guy.
He was my old boss at my last job.
Oh,
Right.
lovely man. Lovely.
We
man.
just kept in touch. He's such a great guy.
Yeah, quite a character. I enjoyed his company. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time we finished, I think we'd signed him up for the crew bar.
Yeah, we
He
were.
wants to.
Yeah.
He's an Arsenal season ticket holder.
We've just got
Yeah.
rid of his membership.
I just got rid of his membership.
In fact, what I'm going to do at this point in the recording, I'm going to insert the footage from Bobo, so you'll see it tomorrow or the next day. So it's going in right now. I need to say that so when I do the edit, I know.
Okay, I'm just going to take some video. So here we are. We're heading up to do the climb. We're at base camp and all the guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, and we're going to head up onto the top there. This is the group here waiting to head up at the O2 there. And there's Pete here who's checking on his phone. Yeah. So we'll be heading up. We're just going to wait for the briefing and we'll be on our way in a minute. Okay, we're just about to go up on the O2. We've got our harnesses and our carabinos, I think that's what they're called. And the group's here. So Pete there, and they're all coming out. There's 13 of us about to climb. So it's going to be very interesting. There's Ollie coming out. And now, guys, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about climbing? Are you all ready for it?
Brilliant.
Actually, yeah. We're missing somebody, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guys getting all organised, and we'll be up on that climb in a minute. And there's the illustrious Pete there. Any comments, Pete?
We want to know, Bobo, how you overcame your fear of heights in 2 days.
Well,
On Sunday you weren't coming anywhere near.
no worries. I've got a nappy on.
Good man.
Good man, good thought. But I want to be last, just in case I have an emergency. All right, guys, please
Bobo
enjoy.
wants to be last, and he can watch 12 arseholes instead of one.
That's right. Okay, guys. I hope you all have a good climb. Yeah, he's done it. Pete, how was it? Awful. Ollie?
That's great.
Any comments for the crew bar?
Well, it's fantastic.
Right, Gizzy, any comments for the crew bar?
One thing. What a walk. When I see Brendan again, I'm going to shoot you.
Oh, you're going to shoot him. Okay, so this is us guys. Ollie made it, Pete made it, Gizzy made it, and Bobo made it too. Yeah, and she made it as well. How was it? Was good?
Yeah, it was
Good.
means the climb.
The climb, yeah, how's the climb? Well, we all made it, guys.
Yeah.
Once again, this is a Crew Bar production with Bobo and the guys. Hey! I'm recording now. Yeah, you just talk to him.
All right. Well, this is you can now see Canary Wharf.
Hang on, just let me have a look so I get in the picture. It's me videoing you, Dave. So.
This is wonderful.
We
Hang on, I've only got half an eye.
Ollie's just trying to fix up his harness.
Gotta go, gotta go. Right, guys, here they're coming, they completed it. You are the only one who can see that. Yeah, well,
You're gonna go up.
I'm going up in a minute.
Back on terra firma, mate.
Good guy. They're having a bit of a sly one. It's a sly one on the Ollie, get in there. Yeah, these guys, look at them, they've got themselves.
The celebratory tot.
Yeah, Gizzy's all organised. Cheers to the Crew Bar, guys.
The Crew Bar. Yeah. You don't know what you've missed.
It was good. I enjoyed the climb. It was great. Well done, guys. Well done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the Crew Bar, here we are. We're rewarding ourselves. Oh no, you're okay. Sit down, relax.
This is our only mariner for the day, Desmond.
Yeah, Desmond, he's a good guy, this guy. He's he's going to join the Crew Bar even though he wasn't on the ships. But, yeah. We had a... No, I won't put that on. No, okay, we'll edit it. Okay, guys, thank you for looking after me. And my nappy was full, but I will empty it soon. Okay. Thanks, guys. It was a great climb. Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
I'm doing it.
Well done.
Okay.
So apart from that, how's Sherry going with the hospital? Is she okay?
Well, it's difficult to talk about it at the moment, Steve, but it could be quite serious. So we're sort of we don't know what's happening until later in the week when we get all the results through. So
okay, mate.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Did your son-in-law enjoy it, Brendan?
He did, yeah. He's only back from Australia a few months. I mean, he spent 4 years in the UK. That's when he met my daughter.
Right.
And then they went back to Australia and they came back 12 years later. So, yeah, he's enjoying it. He's feeling his thing. He's an avid surfer and he's a bit frustrated.
Okay.
He can't go surfing at the moment, but he's checking out a few spots. But I think he will once he gets his act together. They've just got a house, and so it's all about jobs now. So they're renting for a year.
Yeah,
and they hope to get a jobs and start.
Where's he living, Brendan?
They're living at a place. Well, do you know Whitstable?
Yeah,
it's just along the coast there. A place called Herne, which is near Herne Bay.
Herne Bay, yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice spot, really nice spot. So they were with us for 7 years, and then they moved there.
Down that area is very nice, Brendan.
It is, isn't it? You know it, John, very well. Yeah.
I would imagine it's difficult to get work, though, isn't it?
Well, he's a school teacher, so
I should be able to get work.
But Lacey's looking to. They're both. I'm not sure how they're going to play. I don't ask too many questions, but they're okay at the moment. They did well on the sale of their house. So they're not
property is quite expensive in that area as well compared to
everywhere is, John. I mean, there's not a lot of property for sale either.
That's right. Yeah,
unless you want a new
was looking
build.
there a few years ago.
Lots of new builds going up at Herne Bay.
Yeah. So we'll see. You know, we don't interfere too much, but it was good. How have you been, John? I've not seen you for a while.
Yeah, no, I've been okay. I've had people here the last couple of Sundays. That's why I couldn't come in. So anyway, today I just went out for coffee this afternoon with a couple of friends, and here I am tonight.
Back to Goa then for any time?
No, there's still no. My visa's still suspended. They haven't reinstated long-term visas yet. Plus, there's no international flights. But any Europeans Europeans, not just Brits, any Europeans or foreigners come to that are still in Goa from when the epidemic first started, have got to the end of this month, the 30th of November, to leave Goa. Originally, they said that those that got stuck there after the flights are all suspended, the international flights, that they would renew their visas every 30 days, like at the end of every month, basically. But last month, they've changed tactic and said at the end of November that everybody was to get out. So there's been a bad panic because they've had to get exit visas, can you believe it, to leave, even though they've been told to leave. And they've had to pay, a lot of them have had to pay for that. And the price varies depending on where they go to apply for them. There's obviously a bit of fiddling going on there somewhere. I mean, when Mark Cook and myself left, well, what's that, 14, 15 months ago, we had to get exit visas, but there was no charge for them then. There was a little bit of a problem getting them, but we eventually got them. Well, Mark did, I didn't. And when I got to the airport, they had to then go online and clear it. I was wondering what was going to happen. I thought I was going to get stuck there. But anyway, they did eventually clear it. And obviously I got back okay. But they don't make things easy, I can assure you of that.
But John, if they've suspended international flights, how do you get out then?
Well, they've got these, when we came out, they had these like repatriation flights, which was basically Air India, which Mark and myself did eventually come on, but British Airways was also doing it, but they were flying from Mumbai. So we had to get from Goa to Mumbai. Well, we booked through British Airways, who booked our Goa flight. And then a few days before we was due to go, we got told that the Goa flight was cancelled, that foreign airliners couldn't book domestic flights, which is a first. I mean, they've always been able to before. So we eventually cancelled our British Airways flight because we had a problem trying to get to Mumbai and couldn't be sure that we would be able to do it because of the restrictions that were on. Anyway, there's a lady there, I think she's actually British, that lives there now. I think she's married to a Goan that has a travel agency, which is in North Goa. And we got in contact with her, and she's been helping a lot of Brits in actual fact. She's very nice. And she eventually made the arrangements for us. And also she had the contacts because both Mark and myself were booked to come back Air India. And she actually got a refund from our previous flights, which meant that we only had to pay £50 extra to get back, where a lot of them wasn't able to do that. And some of them, I believe, are still waiting to get the refund back from these airlines, what they was previously booked on. But of course, a lot of foreigners, mainly Brits, were quite happy to stay there until such time as it all came back to normal. But the thing was that when international flights resumed, commercial flights, they would have 30 days to leave. Well, of course, I just said the Indian government changed all that overnight, and they've all had to get out by the end of this month, which has caused quite a few problems for them, I believe. So,
thanks for that, John.
It's a bit worrying going back there because you don't know once you get out there what's going to happen when you're there, especially if it all takes off again.
Well, I thought I heard today that this new variant, the Goa, is one of the that you can't come in from. You know, this new variant that they've just announced. Omicron. Goa is one of the places you get from.
Right.
Well, I believe there's been a confirmed case out there today. I think I saw somewhere of this new variant. Plus, there's an extra one in the UK now. There's 3 now in the UK. Yeah. So this could change the whole thing again because you just don't know where it's going to go. If it all of a sudden takes off, then who knows what's going to happen.
Did they say where the one in the UK was, John?
I think there was one in Surrey, and I think there was one up in the Midlands and one in Ireland.
Nottingham.
Those two were connected, I think, though, weren't they?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
And the third one's left the country anyway.
Has he? Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
He took it with him, Derek.
That's handy. Come in, drop it off, and go.
That's right.
Hey, Oliver.
Hello, all. Hello, Ollie.
Ollie.
Are you for a swim today, Ollie?
He's got the hang of it now. You're the right way up, mate.
It's the high tide was 3 o'clock this morning and 4 o'clock this afternoon. So no, I didn't.
It's a bit rough, wasn't it, Ollie?
No, it's not. It's very smooth, but it's
Ah.
freezing.
Is it rough in Blackpool, Bob?
Sorry?
Was it rough, stormy in Blackpool?
It was yesterday. It's not so bad today.
Ah,
Yeah.
there's been pretty bad storms up north. Hence
Yeah,
our anchor man is stuck in a pub. Wasn't he stuck in a pub?
That's what I'm thinking, but he'll tell us when he comes in.
Yeah.
We had quite a lot of damage yesterday, but it was quiet today. It's cold, but
Oh, right.
no wind.
So I was looking at ideas for other adventures, since we've now got an adventurous streak within the Old Geezers and the Crew Bar. That they have this it's in Wales. Have you seen it? Where you go on this pulley thing and you go right down
Zip wire.
through a zip wire. That's it, Derek.
Yeah.
A zip wire through a Welsh slate valley.
Well, ask Taffy. He's coming in now.
Yeah.
Oh, Taffy's here, yeah.
Yeah.
Here comes the anchorman. Here comes the anchorman.
Sorry?
North Wales.
North Wales, yeah.
The man's here now.
Yeah, the main man's here.
Dave, thank God you're here.
And Taffy.
Yes. We got,
He's here. Thank God you can take over now, Dave.
Brendan, I've just got back in from Perth, which is marvellous. I'll just say, but this is my mate Bobby.
Hello,
Brendan.
Hello,
Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
Hello.
Bobby and I, Brendan, we just had dinner with Mr. Charles Carroll.
Oh, Charlie Carroll.
Yeah.
Derek knows him.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mo knows. No, I don't know if Mo would know him.
I don't think
We're all
so. No.
drinking more alcohol beer as well.
Yeah, believe it or not, Mr. Charles was driving and he had non-alcoholic beer, which is it's got to be the first time ever.
He was a purser on Normandy ferries, Mo, and he was known to enjoy a tipple or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to get entertainment.
I didn't know a person that didn't like a tipple or two, really.
Hey, Mo, I love the picture. Just the photo, Bobby.
Nice.
That was fantastic day you had. Ollie,
It
there
was
you
great.
are. You were there. Good to see you.
I thought the highlight of the day, Dave, was seeing you videoing us, videoing you.
Yeah. Right.
No, I mean, look, all of the O2 brigade, all the O2 boys are coming up. Marvellous.
So, Dave, are you going to go to your studio and sit down and?
Well, yeah, Bobby, I'll just be in my studio.
Quite right.
All right. Yeah.
You'll have to wear rubber gloves to go in.
Hello, Fruity. Good to see you. No, not today. I've got a day off. Right, that's it. Right, just getting into
Position.
right. Hi,
Taffy. Taffy. Brenda's put a suggestion forward for a trip to Wales. I don't know if you know anything about it.
Oh, I tell you.
It's a zip wire, Alan. The zip wire in Snowdonia.
That's where I was a couple of months ago when the boy got his international debut in the Zip Wire Stadium is called, sponsored by them. It's up in where all the slate roofs of Sydney and London. It all came from there, and they got a zip wire going right down through the valleys. I mean, I would find it horrendous, but people seem to love it. So, but
It's all right going uphill.
you would not be disappointed if you all came down to Wales. I can assure you of that. You would not be disappointed.
There'd be a welcome in the valleys.
And as you have seen yourself, Brendan, it is not the old black and white picture we have of how green is my valley. That is gone now.
Everyone would get a sheep.
Yeah. Taffy, talking of Wales, did you see the programme last week when the crew bar was on about old Cardiff.
Oh yes, there isn't a documentary about the United Kingdom that I would miss. I watch every, and at the
It was on
bottom
the same
of my,
time as the bar last week.
oh, the history is unbelievable, especially when you walk around today and you've got and it's the same as London. I think it was Peter sent me a link to old photographs of London.
Yeah,
and I find it fascinating to go around
brilliant, aren't they?
Places now.
Yes,
and
agreed. Yeah,
and just imagine, because it's in here. I never forget a photograph. You know, I've got not half of my brain's gone, but the other half never forgets a photograph.
Yeah. Well, we'll pencil that one in the zip wire. We'll test the water, and because it's quite expensive, but I don't know. It's we could look into it perhaps.
It's going to be an overnight, isn't it? If it's in Wales,
Brendan, I'll be up for that.
Well, I tell you, let me, because it's such a fascinating place up there, Capel Curig. It's such a fascinating place, but I suppose the zip wire, because I nearly done the zip wire in Niagara Falls. I was going to do the zip wire down through Niagara Falls. But I must admit, I would do that, but I couldn't do this one that they're raving about up in North Wales. It's just, we will look into it, but it's not my cup of tea, that one.
Is it a new thing? Is it a new thing, Kathy?
Yeah.
It's a 10-mile long slag heap.
10 miles.
Maybe not 10 miles, but it's a whole, like it's from the top of a mountain to the bottom of a mountain, but you're going through a slag heap because, well, not a slag, well, a slate
mine. Quarries, aren't
they? Yeah.
I just don't, I can't see it. We can find something much better than that to do, Brendan.
That's just an idea.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just an idea.
It's an idea, but we can find something much better than that.
You guys are going to have a scratch your heads and see what you can come up with.
But what Wales is the place. I tell you, you won't be disappointed if you come down here. Yeah,
and also
Blackpool and go Blackpool Tower.
Yeah. Do a zip wire down that.
Abseil down it.
And Niagara Falls, we will have to go and try a go in the barrel. I mean,
Who's pushing the barrel?
Who's first in the barrel?
I think we better check the crew bar budget first.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll have to super tarts. What's it like being in the barrel?
Oh, don't ask me. It was a long time ago.
You
I could never find the apples anyway.
We heard you went looking for the golden rivet.
Oh, I'll tell you a story about that on Canberra. In the confectioner's shop on there was this little locker, and I used to keep a few bits and pieces of stores in there. This is going back in 1970 when we used to have apprentice cooks on there. And I don't know if any of you remember Big Bad Bill Baker, the chef.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Oh,
and he was the chef. And he sent this this apprentice cook in, I can't think of his name now, and said, go and ask the baker for the golden rivet. So he came in. So I said, well, it's in that locker. You'll have to look at the back. It's a job to find. Of course, this boy's in there and he's got his head in this locker. And he was there sometime. He said, I can't find it. I said, well, you better go and tell the chef that you can't find one in here. Anyway, he went out and told the chef. I never heard no more about that. But another one that was a favourite one of his, he'd sent, again, apprentice cook. He sent him in, go and ask the baker for a long wait.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard that one before. Well, you know what I'm going to say then. Anyway, he came in. I said, oh, hang over there a minute. And he stood there. So I said, is that long enough? He said, oh, I said, is that long enough? You wanted a long wait. It's wicked, really. Wicked on these new lads. But,
We had a chief,
we all went through it one way or another.
There was a chief cook called Jason Fitzpatrick. Do you remember him, Mo? Jason Fitzpatrick, a chief cook.
Oh, Jason.
He was always doing practical jokes. And I was sat in the office one day and I was typing out and doing stuff. There's a knock on the door and it was the hotel services trainee, these 16-year-old bellboys, effectively. And he said, cook sent me down and asked me if you would give him the key to the chutney locker. So I said, did he? I said, can you ask the chief cook to come down here? And I don't forget, he was decent, had his white chefs on, and he was bald. He had a shaved head completely. And when he used to lie, he used to go bright red, and he looked like a flipping a matchstick, you know, all white, bright head. And he was trying not to laugh. I said, key to the chutney locker. I said, just see if this, how bad this could get. He goes back to his mum and dad tonight and says, they asked me to get the key to the chutney locker. How bad could it get?
We used to send those boys up to the bridge for a long wait. And they'd be up there from Dover back to Calais and back again, I think.
They had on P&O ferries, they set up this hotel services trainees program, and it was for 16 to 18-year-olds, effectively bellboys. But of course, they also got girls in, and it wasn't. You wouldn't go 3 months without one of them getting pregnant, and you had all sorts of problems because you didn't have the mum and dad sort of saying, you know, there's my 16-year-old daughter, she's pregnant with one of your crew. It was terrible.
What did you say? Any one of them?
Just one.
Yeah, but it was a good program, actually. It was a good program.
Well, you mean a good program getting the girls pregnant?
No, I mean it did happen.
The training
there were a few.
It was well written, Brendan. Well written.
Actually, I've got a serious question for Brendan. Brendan, has the world media descended on Dover because of the tragedy in the channel?
Well, yeah, it has. I mean, it's terrible what happened, but I really don't know what the answer is myself. And I think a lot of other people would say, you know, what do you do? They need to stop it because they're going to die.
I thought we were paying the French to stop it.
Well, we are, but they're not doing it. I mean, on the
not
ITV,
making much of an effort. That's
the other morning, that was live out in the channel. There was one case there where there was 3 guys in a little canoe thing that couldn't make it. They hadn't actually crossed over into UK waters, and I think the French came out to get them because they just wasn't going anywhere, only around in circles. And then they were on the beach, and there's this huge inflatable thing. There must have been about 30 or 40 people getting into it, and there's the French police standing there watching them.
Yeah.
This was all recorded. So you know they're not interested. Yet they're trying to blame UK.
I was asking
Nothing
Taffy,
new there then.
Yeah, I was asking Taffy when he was coming in that how they searched the Taffmobile.
Yes, they actually see. The thing is, you need the full picture to understand really what's going on down there. And Brendan will have an idea because he worked there for 30 odd years.
Oh, well, Mo.
And I'll have a good idea because I got paid down there for 20 odd years. And I used to get off down the gangway, get in I had a little red camper van then. I'd cross over and drive all over the place and then come back and go home. But so I seen all the changes, both sides of the channel as it happened, especially as, like, for instance, customs men, all sorts of different officials, government officials. I seen how it went from run by Britain on Dover side, and then all transferred over 4, 5 or 6 years, all transferred over to the French side. And that's why when I said to John that when I drove through, I had 4 stops in Calais port. I was stopped as I came in by the ticket office that went through all my paperwork for inoculations and all the, the corona stuff. I went about 10 yards and these guys came in and went right through the van, under beds and cupboards. I went about 100 yards and I had another stop, which I think were probably customs men, and they done the same thing. And then there was another stop before I actually got to the point where I drove up the gangway and drove onto the ship. Not the gangway, but drove up the ramp onto the ship. So I had 4 stops in Calais Port. So they've totally secured Calais Port.
They probably only did that to you, Alan. They wouldn't do that to everybody.
No.
And they didn't find them. They still didn't find them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain the big picture of it. They've totally secured Calais Port. So
But it's not
where
the
all
port,
the
it's the beaches.
Yes.
Yes.
There's
Well, I'll
100
finish this
miles of
very
beaches.
quickly.
It's
I'll
ridiculous.
finish it. So what they've done, they spent the last 10 years totally securing Calais Port. So all the people that used to sneak through on lorries and vans and all the rest of it, they can't do that anymore. So, as I said to my brother the day after Brexit, the French and all the rest of them owe us fuck all. Right? And before long, you'll see immigrants swimming across the channel. Now, I said that the day after Brexit, and now that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, but look, down under, welcome, Stephen.
Hello,
Good
Steve.
morning.
Hello, Steve.
Hey guys, good morning.
Lovely seeing you.
How's everyone?
Lovely seeing you, Stephen. Great.
Thank
you had a
you.
good week last time with all your family and that, when you had with your family
Yeah, we did.
gathering.
Excellent, lovely week. Yeah, lovely few days.
Brilliant.
Has Macca been in contact with you, Steve?
No, only by the text, same as you guys, just on the messenger. Yeah, haven't heard from your mother.
Yeah, our thoughts are with Mecca.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad he managed to come over to see his sister, obviously, before. And I think in the scheme of things, it was just he did the right thing at the right time. Yeah,
it was a blessing. I think. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Definitely. So, and it. So no.
That'll help them a lot. The pair of them out there.
Yes.
That'll help them a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you see all the messages this morning, Robbo?
Yeah, I saw it all. Yeah. It's sad, wasn't it? Yeah. He'll get through it. Yeah, very difficult time for the whole family. Very sad.
Just to explain to Stephen what our anchorman's doing, he's up in Scotland, he's on his iPhone, and the reason we see his finger is he's swiping to see who's in the crew bar.
Yeah, because initially I just had whoever was speaking on the thing. I thought, blimey, there's only 2 people in here, and then I started scrolling, and I've got, blimey, there's more and more. There's quite a few. How many's on it, Colonel?
15. 15.
Yeah. Well, so hence I'm doing a lot of scrolling.
So Dave, now I got you. So are you in in a hotel or a pub, or where are you?
No, I'm actually at my mate, my pot wash partner Bobby,
his house,
at his home. Yeah.
Okay.
So, which is a place called Crieff.
Beautiful.
I don't know, 20 miles from
Perth, isn't it?
Perth. Yeah, not far from Perth.
Lovely spot.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went down through to Stirling on another day. And for those guys, I did speak to Alistair today because I was hoping Alistair might be able to come over from Edinburgh for the we had a Sunday roast late afternoon, early evening. I did see him on the messenger, but he said sadly he's got friends visiting today, so he wasn't going to be able to, because he also knows, obviously apart from all of us on the ship, he did know that our other friend Charles, who Brendan knows from the ferries, and also up in when you were on Northlink, wasn't it, Brendan? You met up with myself and Charles when we were on Hebridean Princess.
Yeah, yeah. Derek knows Charlie Carroll.
Yeah.
Oh, do you, Derek?
Yeah. I've pushed him in a wheelchair up the ramp once.
Was that joining the ship or leaving the ship?
He was leaving.
He had trouble moving his legs.
He'd used all his entertainment allowance.
Honestly,
he's an absolute gem.
And I saw him again on television. He was a manager of a hotel on a holiday program.
Oh, okay. Crikey! Yes, yeah. That was what's the name of his castle now? It'll come to me. It's a nice old castle of a hotel. Very good, very, very good.
Yeah. It was a bit of a laugh, Charlie.
Yeah.
I remember he was on the Tannoy on the ferry. It had a few, as he does, and he got a case of the hiccups. So he goes, "What the heck? Please come to the information office." Everyone was cracking up. Bless him.
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
There was another old P&O purser on there, Peter Gurley.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Peter Gurley.
Now, a few knows Peter Gurley.
Yeah. He was a big friend of John Murray's. And when I got the job down at Dover, he came on, but he was still working up the office. And he met up with me and he says, "I know you. You were stood next to John Murray when they launched the original Royal Princess, was it? Yeah, the first big one. Well, 40-odd thousand tons. And I'd gone down to the launch there and I'd met John Murray on the quayside. We watched them launch. And Peter Gurley, that's correct, isn't it? Gurley, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a big friend of John Murray's. I never went anywhere with him. I just happened to meet up with him and he remembered me. So
yeah.
But it didn't do me any good. I still ended up washing out toilets and what have you. So
the other one on our ship was John Bonham.
John Bonham,
yeah.
Yeah, he was on the ferry.
Bonham or another one.
Yeah.
John Bonham, I think, was on the Sun Princess, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, didn't he play drums in Led Zeppelin?
Yeah. I think he was an auctioneer, this one.
Yeah, I think he was related to that family, I heard at one point.
Yeah.
Whether he was or not, I don't know, but that was...
he was big in the art world, John.
He was at the pensioners in
that's
September.
Right.
He was, yeah.
That's the thing, you're right. That's where I saw the name,
He was a DP, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He might have been a purser, Peter, on the Sun Princess.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was on the Ark or the IP.
I think he was DP catering on the Canberra one I was on there.
Yeah.
And then the next time I met him, I played golf with him in the pensioners' golf day with him in Stanford.
Ah, right.
Him and Stan Jameson.
Ah.
I think he just did a relief on the Sun. I don't think he was there actually as a permanent person.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, he was a very nice chap.
Yeah, good bloke. Good bloke.
What about Dave Stevenson? I know, is he still at sea or is he retired now?
No,
he's retired.
Must have been retired, Brendan.
He meets up occasionally with Pratty and Alistair, Hawksworth, John Ibbotson. There's a crowd of them who meet up every now and then. They always used to go and stay up at Pratty's.
Yeah.
But Dave Stevenson is in that famous picture with Trembles and Volker Schmidt's rear end. Dave Stevenson at the table. You see him, he's cracking up.
Yeah.
Did he end up on the Queen Mary, Dave Stevenson? Was he person on the hotel manager or something on the Queen Mary?
Yeah, like the hotel director on there. Yeah.
That's right. Yes, I thought so. Yeah.
Definitely went to Cunard. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, Steve was great, yeah.
He was one of the first people that I met when I joined Oriana in '74. He was crew junior, And I was, when I got on board, I was introduced to Mother Burley, who was a DP admin, Stuart Bennett.
Fingers Burley.
And, yeah,
Four beers.
Four beers.
4 beers.
And then Dave Stevenson took me and toured me around the ship.
Wow.
Fingers.
Someone told me the purser Burley, Kay Burley, the Sky presenter, is related. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that a myth?
It's a
You might
different.
know, Pete.
The surnames are spelt differently.
Ah.
He was Burligh.
Oh, okay.
He's Burley.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
from, she lives up near me, Brendan. Well, she's from up this way, Kay Burley.
Oh, okay.
She's from Wigan.
Yeah.
Woolly back, Steve.
Yeah, woolly back.
Yeah.
You to remind me.
So just going back to our anchorman up in Scotland, Dave, tell us the details of your social. You went back up to the ship for like a farewell meeting or a dinner, or what was that?
It was the end of season farewell party that they do obviously annually. Once the ship's been put to bed, because obviously at the end of the season they had a charter, and then a few days of literally de-storing the outlets back into storage, and then put mothballing it.
Where does all that go on, though?
It's only a few days. It takes 3 or 4 days.
Whereabouts?
Oh, it was a lot up in Greenock.
Oh, in Greenock, yeah.
Yeah, so she's saw the end of the season. She'll sail in and out of Greenock, doing the Clyde and the Isle of Arran and such like Bute. Then at the end of the season, after that, she'll come alongside, do all of that. She's going into dry dock in about a week's time, and she'll be in for 3 weeks for that, and then come back out. And they'll still do work on the ship throughout the winter period, and then start preparing for the 1st of March when the season starts again.
So your social was on the ship or in a hotel?
Yeah, it was. It was done on the ship, which was easier because they were basically in a bubble anyway. So we did it on the ship. We came down from where Bobby lives in Crieff, stayed the night on the ship, and then we went back the following day. And we were going to go and visit. Sadly, we couldn't do it. We were going to visit the Falkirk Wheel in Falkirk. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's where the barges get lifted up in buckets to go up to the next height of the canal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's amazing. We'll have to do it another time, but yeah, that was good. And then I was due to come back home on Friday, but because of the forecast for the weather, the Logan Airways said you can change your flight, so I changed it through till tomorrow lunchtime. So we had a few extra days, which meant I was able to meet up with a few more of the guys up here in Scotland. Well, welcome to Bar. Well, here we are up in Crieff, and this is where we had the storms the other night. This is one of the trees that blew down. You can see it through here. I've got my cameraman Bobby here. This at the time was right across the road. This is the same road that we used to walk up to the pub. And luckily this blew down whilst we were in the pub. I will be doing footage from outside the pub where we then met up with a young couple from Kilmarnock in the blackout, but that is another story. So crew bar, Dave reporting up here in Crieff, up in Scotland, where there was severe damage and the wind's still blowing. Over to you, Colonel, back in the crew bar studio. Welcome back, crew bar. This is just to give you a continuation of the blackout, the night of. This is the Meadow Inn, where we went in innocently for a couple of pints and stayed there a lot longer in the dark. We'll just have a quick look inside before we make our way on over to Perth. We are are just inside the pub now. Just by the way, the gentleman sat on the bar stools where I sat, and Bobby was sat where the other person is on the So it's been good. Been
You
very
remember
good.
John Pace, the electrician? He was from Falkirk, wasn't he?
Who was John?
John
John
Pace.
Pace. Yeah, I remember the name. I can't put a face to him.
Yeah, he big
Bald-headed
bald-headed
guy.
Scotsman. He got like a
Bald
bald
head.
haircut, Patchy. They used to call him.
Not Coco.
No, they used to call him Patchy.
Right.
He was a big pal of he was a big pal of Tommy Shaw, and who was the ventilation officer? The Scouser.
Graham Santee.
Santee. Yeah, the three of them were always together.
Has anybody
Pace,
heard
Santee,
anything of
and
Graham?
Tommy Shaw. Sorry?
Has anybody heard anything of Graham? Graham Santee?
No.
He disappeared off the scene.
He did. He just I heard
last
that Tommy
night-
Shaw had died. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who, Tommy Shaw?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he died
yeah.
quite early, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he married the shop girl, and there's a connection in Seattle because they lived here for a bit. I feel
That's
bad.
right.
that-
He did. Yeah, he lived in the States. Yeah.
I feel bad that I never hooked up, but yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I'd heard that he passed away anyway, because I was quite surprised. He wasn't a lot older than us.
Actually, Kit Williams has got all the information about. She hasn't been in the crew bar for a long time. So hopefully, she watches this and she can tell us details. But anyway, sad as it is, yeah.
He was a nice guy, Tommy. Real character.
And
Yeah,
one of Tommy's, another close mate of Tommy's, another one of the electricians. Or engineer, no, it's an engineer, but they were like two peas in a pod. They used to.
Sean Keogh.
Sure, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah,
Sean and Tommy were always chasing the ladies.
That's it. Yeah.
Paddy Clare. He was another one. Paddy Clare.
Paddy Clare,
Yeah.
Paddy Clare.
Paddy was
part of
the
the job description, that, Brendan.
Pardon?
That was part of the job description.
Paddy was a VO. Paddy was a VO. Didn't he used to the
He
guy?
just relieved Santee, didn't he?
Yeah.
We won't ask what his chat up line was.
Is Paddy still around?
Yeah.
No, I don't
Has he
think.
gone as well?
No, Paddy Clare's not around. No.
Really quiet, subtle man.
Very subtle.
Wouldn't say anything, but walk out with the best looking woman in the bar at the end of the night.
That's right. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Great bloke. Lovely man.
Clive Simpson was another one. He was another electrician.
Yeah, another one that's one that's gone as well.
On the
Isn't
Sun
it?
Princess.
He was on the Sea Princess, wasn't he, on the maiden voyage?
Who did you meet on the ship, John? On the QA on Queen Mary, was it? Who did you meet?
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I'll bring up the video. It was someone who I wasn't friends with, but someone told someone knew that we were both on the Queen Mary 2 at the same time. So yeah, I forget his name, but I'll look it up.
Was he a radio officer?
Yeah, I think he could have been, or electrician, because he obviously knew Jerry Dyer. Yeah. That's a good memory you got there, Steve.
Can't remember his name, Johnny.
Yeah, I'll go back. I got a YouTube somewhere, and I'll dig it up. I'll dig it up.
How about Tony Dyson? He was a character, the RO.
Yeah.
Do you remember Tony Dyson?
Yeah.
Yeah, radio.
Remember the name?
I had to follow him on. It was Christmas Day, and they were doing the church service in the International Lounge, and I had to follow him on. He was doing a reading, and then I had my one to do. And he got halfway through his. He was so hungover that he was ill. He threw up. They had to drag him off, and I had to jump in and do my bit. But he was a nice guy, Tony. Lovely guy.
That's a good point, Brendan. What's it like on the modern ships now with church services? Do they have like a thing for the Muslims and the Hindus, everybody?
Oh, you certainly don't do it on the ferries because the voyages are too short.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm wondering about if anyone knows about in the modern time, like Blackpool Bob. Your son's working right now, right?
Well, no, he's shoreside now. He's just been made technical director for Holland America.
Okay, wow.
He's working. He was in what's that? The place called in California where the head office is.
Century City.
Santa Clarita.
Century City. Yeah.
San Clemente, you know.
Yeah, he was in Santa Clarita for about 5 years, but now he's back here again now. He's working from home. Yeah.
Oh, looks like we got the traffic lights on yellow, thanks to Fruity. So
Thank you, Fruity.
Yeah.
Ooh. I was going to say about the Muslims on the ferry, Brendan.
Pardon?
The Muslims used to come on the ferries with
They
their
did,
mats.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they'd lay their mats down and do their prayers.
And they'd
Yeah.
have to run backwards and forwards because we always turned round.
Put it around in circles.
Yeah, yeah. They used to ask you which way.
Where's the
Which
sun?
way is Mecca?
I ain't got a clue.
Just point in any direction.
It was
Hope for the best.
interdenominational on board, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On the
Usually,
cruise,
yeah.
I remember.
Normally, yeah.
Because we used to have to go down and do the collection afterwards, pick up the collection, take it to the bureau.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank
we
you
have to
very
go the
much,
scenic
Scotty.
way or the quick way.
Yeah, it was a long walk.
Used to put a pound in and take a tenner out.
Okay,
Just get
listen,
less and less each week, didn't it, Brendan?
okay, it's getting that time, and Fruity's Wi-Fi is a bit iffy, so I'll do it. But we have a wonderful,
Where's it
wonderful,
coming from?
a wonderful Oscar tale tonight. And
Oh, it's not Mazatlan again, is it?
yeah, but yeah, it is. But I have to say something that since Fruity took over the production, compared to Dave Ankerman, who is not, he's just gone dark for a second.
I've gone dark. I can still hear you, Johnny, so be careful.
Yeah, so I'm absolutely
off and he's got his gloves on.
I'm absolutely amazed how Fruity dove into taking on the Oscar Tales job, and what a incredible job he's been doing. So you look forward to this one. It's good.
Yeah, and there's one more Mazatlan after this one. And then there's a break on Oscar Tales until the new year.
Dave, that's a nice way of saying you were sick.
Well, you know, Fruity, you know, you said, have you got the traffic lights, Dave? Well, I answered on Messenger, and that's it. I've lost the blinking screen since then.
That's okay. That's okay. So we'll start waving.
Don't worry, because we're on, David. We're on red.
We're on red, and trust me, I am waving now. All right.
Okay. And before I go, we will do a GoFundMe for Fruity's Wi-Fi router, so we get him a new one so that he doesn't have any issues.
Brilliant.
All right. Let's all wave goodbye.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. This is Oscar from Ollie's Pocket with Oscar Tales. Mazatlan Tales. The Cantina Adventure.
Roberto Lay was small and mild of manner until he got at the brandy. Then he was brave as a lion and often got into trouble. He was also a member of the local Bally Folklorico dance troupe, as was my apartment mate, Carlos. They performed for tourists at the major hotels 3 times a week. They even, during one season, came on board some princess to do an afternoon show. One Friday evening, when I was on leave from the ship at my apartment in Mazatlan, Carlos called me at 7:30 p.m. and said, "I have just finished work at the travel agency. Come and meet me at Senior Frogs and we will have dinner." So I took a pulmonia to the restaurant bar up the seafront. Now, I can hear you all saying, what the hell is a pulmonia? To explain, unique to Mazatlan in Mexico, it is a small open-air taxi for 2 people that resembles somewhat the Asian 3-wheel taxis that one sees in Thailand and India. However, in Mazatlan, they have not got a motorbike engines like in Asia, but are 4-wheeled and with Volkswagen engines. They are made from crashed Volkswagen cars that have had their bodywork removed, but still have good engines and chassis. They then rebuild them as open-air taxis, with a canopy of canvas over the top. The driver sits down low right in front, and the passengers are higher, perched above the engine, and they usually have a small ledge at the back for your shopping. They got their name from the other cab drivers of standard taxis when the first few appeared on the streets of Mazatlan to replace the traditional horse-drawn carriages that had been in place for a long time. The taxi drivers started a campaign to rid themselves of this cheaper form of transport that robbed them of fares. They started telling everyone that many people that took this windy open-air transport ended up catching pneumonia, and the hospital was full of cases caused by these new cheap open-air taxis. Of course, Mazatlan folk were not fooled by this whispering campaign, and laughed their head off at this stupid idea by some rather brainless taxi drivers. They thought the joke so good that next thing was that everyone called them pneumonias, or in Spanish, pulmonias. So to return to our story, there I was at the restaurant, and we had a few drinks with friends, and a very jolly evening and a good dinner. Afterwards we strolled down the seafront in the fresh air towards the fisherman's statue and the apartment. We then decided to go to the cantina in the next street to the house for a final nightcap drink before bedtime. We got inside the bar and found it packed with rancheros, or farmhands, in town for the night from the ranches in the country. And they were all in a very good mood, being full of Pacifico Clara beer with tequila chasers. They sang along to the Mexican songs playing on the jukebox, and we found a table right at the back out of the way, after collecting a drink from the bar. Like all bars in Mazatlan, the cantina had a policeman in uniform on the door from the Mazatlan Police Department, whose wages were actually paid by the bar owner. Pepe had been a drunken fixture there for years, and usually seemed worse for wear than the customers. He was small and portly, and looked as though he could run a mile at the first sign of trouble. Just then the door crashed open, and little Roberto swaggered in, obviously having been at the brandy. And as he passed the first table, he swayed a little, grabbed the table to recover, and spilt some of the drinks, much to the consternation of the rancheros occupying it. One lashed out at Roberto in huge anger at losing his drink, but not being completely sober, he missed Roberto, and the blow passed over his head. and hit the ranchero, who occupied the next table. He in turn became less than pleasant and returned the compliment with a wild swinging blow. Both tables began to support their own friends by enthusiastically joining in. This caused even more drinks on tables to be knocked over, and within 30 seconds the tables themselves were all overturned and every ranchero in the bar was fighting. Carlos and I were amazed at the chaos, and we sat immune and out of the way at our little table at the back wall as the next event took place, perpetrated by Pepe the policeman. As an officer of the law, he thought it his duty to restore order, and he went to pull out his gun from his holster, and he tugged, but it would not come out. Then, through his drunken haze, he remembered and unbuttoned the flap over the gun, and with great triumph aimed it at the ceiling to fire 2 warning shots. Not being a great shot, all he managed to do was blow out 2 ventilation windows near the ceiling, to the great consternation of the bar owner. The 2 shots did not slow down the fight at all, but of course alerted the whole neighbourhood, who started phoning the police. We decided to get out of there, and at the same moment we espied little Roberto on hands and knees crawling through smashed chairs and prone bodies towards our table. As he got there, he looked up with pleading eyes. "Are you there? Help," he said, as when we both rose from the table and grabbed him under the arms, one each side, and half carried him through the chaos to the back door and into the night. We hurried down the street towards the corner, hanging on to a squirming Roberto, as the police sirens rang out over the city, getting nearer and nearer. Then we went round the corner, past the Banca Cremi, and into the apartment front door, just as the first police cars came into sight down the end of the crosstown road. Safe at home, we told Roberto he was not to go home, but stay with us for the weekend, as the police would be looking for him. "But what did I do?" he asked. "Oh boy, how much brandy have you drunk?" was the reply. "Only caused a riot and destroyed the bar," Carlos shouted at him. Next morning, the police patrol pickup trucks with armed police in the back kept driving past our house, the policemen all looking up at our balcony, looking for a sign of Roberto. They obviously had an idea he was with us. We kept him away from the front of the house all weekend, and Monday morning let him go. It did not do him any good, because they did catch up with him eventually, and to teach him a lesson they took his watch, as he had no money for a fine. Well, he could not possibly have any money, as he had spent it all on brandy, which had started the problem in the first place. Well, that's all, folks, for this week. From Oscar. Oh, and always remember,